Hello and welcome to this taste challenge, this morning taste challenge, midday taste challenge, whatever. These are two mixed tequilas purchased in the New Orleans area. Okay, so I'll tell you about these. First, we have El Toro Tequila Gold. El Toro, introduced in 1959. This liter bottle was $6.99 at Savannah. Retraction. At Discount Depot on United States Highway 90, business route westbound in Marrero, Louisiana. Destiladora Gonzales, Jalisco, Mexico, and Guadalajara, the state of Guadalajara. Let's see. Guadalajara is the town, right? Jalisco is the state. El Toro Gold is distilled in small batches. Small batch, huh? Okay. To mellow its feisty character and create a rich, smooth, premium tequila. Premium. And for only $6.99 a bottle, a liter bottle. Now, if you get the regular size bottle, it's got a little plastic cap that's shaped like a red sombrero. And some people say it's a shot glass, a red sombrero. But the liter bottles, the bar bottles, I guess you call it, most bar rooms have the liter bottles. They don't have this sombrero. And there's a man, the bullfighter. He's got a bull charging him, and he's carrying out the Mexican and the Spanish machismo. The man fights the bull. The man fights the man. The bovine male versus the human male. All right. So all that bravado. All right. Imported by and bottled for Barton Imports, Louisville, Kentucky. So Barton brand started this. And if you really want to get down to who owns it, it says, we love to hear from our customers. 1-866-729-3722 www.sazerac.com. Yes, Sazerac bought Barton Imports in 2009. So El Toro, a famous brand. Well, I guess with many people, it's an infamous brand. Probably an inexpensive brand they got in trouble with when they were young. I didn't get in trouble with it. I didn't buy it when I was young. I bought it when I was middle-aged. It seems fine to me. There are many advertisements for it over the years. Don't see any anymore. Now we have the competitor, Juarez Tequila Gold, imported from Mexico. Imported and bottled by Tequila Jalisco, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, it's Luxco. If you look on Luxco.com, they talk about Juarez, and they got a link to the website, which I posted below the website. Interestingly, this is Luxco of Missouri, owned by Midwest Grain Products of Indiana and Kansas. And this was bottled in Louisville, Kentucky by Barton Import Brands, owned by Sazerac of New Orleans. So they're both bottled by subsidiaries of bigger companies, and they're both produced at the same distillery in Mexico. Two different companies, same distillery. NOM 1143, NOM 1143. That means the number of origin in Mexico, NOM, number of origin in Mexico. That helps you maybe track down what distillery these things come from. Although I've read some articles saying don't really trust that number because there's so many loopholes in it. It may not mean a whole lot. But we know it comes from Mexico to be called tequila. Anyway, I bought this at Mathern's, $7.99 in this local area here. Mathern's had it. I never saw it anywhere else. They had it for $7.99. I said, well, I've heard of Juarez, and I thought to myself, isn't that a Luxco brand? And I came home and checked on it when I had time. I said, it is Luxco. Where did Mathern's get it? Who knows? $7.99, is that the normal price? You know it is not. For a whole liter, it is not. I mean, I can check the prices later, but it's nowhere near $7.99. More like $12.99. El Toro, same old story. It's not $6.99 a bottle. It's more like $12.99. But I can check. Anyway, bottom shelf. That's not an indictment. They're just bar whiskeys, tequilas. They're used for cocktails at the restaurant or the Mexican restaurant or the bar or at Chili's. If you get on the Juarez website, it tells you, first thing it tells you, let's make some cocktails, you know. There is no website for El Toro. Brad Deal says, no work today. No, if I was at work, I'd be at work, you know. If I was at work, I'd be at work. All right. Sometimes I'm at work, sometimes I'm off. All right. Enough of that. J for Juarez. And then we got the other tequila here. United States Postal Service coming down the road. All right, so this is probably the bigger selling product. Although I read some website says Juarez was the #7 best-selling tequila in America. I don't believe it. But it could be by virtue of just so many restaurants and bars buying it in bulk for mixed drinks. They ain't buying it. You know, it's not being sold at your finer tequila outlets. And I'm not saying that to put these products down. I'm not, I swear. I'm just, that's what they are. All right. So there's El Toro, the bull. Schlitz malt liquor bull. All right. Here's Juarez. I noticed that Mathern's must have got a whole, I didn't go quiz them. I didn't go over there and get in their grill and start quizzing them. Where did you get this? How did you get it? Why did you get it? Why so cheap? You know, I didn't do all that. I just said, I asked the manager, I said, you think the price will drop anymore? He said, no, that's it. $7.99 and no lower. I said, okay. Because sometimes you go to stores that they don't sell, they'll dock it at $1 or whatever. But he was on the right path because he got those 12 bottles, put them in that discount buggy. And I noticed, I was watching, I bought my bottle and he put 6 at a time. So the first 6 slowly over a month and a half sold, and then the other 6 sold. So he held out. He's like, no, people are going to buy it for that price. Now, some people wouldn't buy it because they're reluctant, you know, like, oh, I need some tequila, but I'm not going to buy it because it's probably bad. They're thinking it's probably bad based on that they've never had it and they don't know why it's so cheap. But I mean, for $7.99 a liter, what kind of risk are you taking? You know, chances are it's not going to be bad. I'm off too. Well, that's great. So, sound like the Jeep for Postal Service is giving them trouble. I heard it shut off. Unless they dropped the package at my door. Let's see. I was actually saying that as a joke. But there really is a package. Later on, we'll see what's in it if we have time. So that's why they shut off the Jeep, because they want somebody to carjack. Are you a teacher? I'm a retired teacher, yes. I used to teach high school, and I taught for the I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. Southeastern Louisiana University and Southern University in New Orleans. I taught part-time classes, you know, world history, American history. All right. Good afternoon, Ron. Well, afternoon, BC, it's still morning. Hey, BC, don't feel bad about falling asleep. If I work all day, sometimes I'll be wanting to fall asleep. But what was your score? You might have answered on Facebook. What was your score for the winter lager from Samuel Adams? I know it was high because I know you liked it. Okay, let's look at these. Are these the same tequila in 2 different bottles sent to 2 different companies? I mean, it's possible when you consider it's coming from the same location, it's the same price point, they look the same. I don't really know, but I wouldn't be shocked. But we hate to say those kind of things if we don't know any better. A 92, A minus. Okay, I'm gonna let them know. If I don't see that on Beer Talk, I'll let them know. That's a fair score. I would go a little bit higher, probably 93. Well, it's 1 point higher out of 100, not much higher. Uniform alcohol legs on both, and they're both like this grayish straw. You say gray. Yeah, it's like straw, light gold, but it's got like a gray appearance to it. Like moldy. I don't know. Tequila don't look like anything. My niece teached. She teached at college too, Ron. She's a doctor at Sloan Kettering in New York now. She taught college. Yeah, Sloan Kettering. I've heard the name. I think they got a medical school or something. So anyway, I taught American history and world history at, like I said, Southeastern Louisiana University and Southern University in New Orleans. Southern University at New Orleans. I had a better experience really teaching for Southern. They seem to have a little bit better understanding of how off-campus classes were supposed to work, and they didn't interfere as much. Southeastern was like, this is the protocol we follow. I was like, yeah, but your protocols don't work. But you told Michael, okay. So anyway, but I mean, it was fine. You know, I got a lot of money doing it, but I didn't want to keep doing it. They were like, don't you want to keep? I say, no, I'm finished. I'm out. I'm like Michael Corleone. I'm out. And then they kept trying to drag me back in. A Catholic school called me, wanted me to teach for them. I said, no. A private school along the Mississippi River called, wanted me to teach. I said, no. The public school I retired from didn't want me to retire. I said, no. I said, no. They tried to make me go back to teaching. I said, no. Craft Beer Tastic said, I really think Boston Beer stepped up their quality with their Samuel Adams line. It seems to be the case. I think you're right. It was something, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like off about it the last few years. Like they had gone down. I don't know. Maybe it's in our minds, like we're thinking it, but it seemed like it did get better. My sister is also a teacher. Oh, yeah. It's a tough job, you know. I mean, you get paid a lot per hour because I only used to work 35 hours a week. Maybe 40 because I used to go an hour early and grade papers and stuff. I didn't like staying late too much. So we were required to get there by 7:10, 10 minutes after 7. But I used to clock in at 5:55. You say, you crazy. 5:55. And they had some teacher get there at 5. I had a key to the school, actually. The new principal was shocked when I retired. I said, here's the key to the school. She said, how do you have a key? I said, I know people. But anyway, actually, I do know people. But that's how I got the jobs, knowing people. I never got one teaching job on merit. That's the thing about public jobs. If you work for the government, you never get a job because you earn it. You got to know somebody. Like, I'm not saying that to be flamboyant or anything. That's literally how I got every teaching job, because I knew somebody. The superintendent in this parish collected comic books. So he needed some comic books that I had. So he did a comic book trade. And he was sitting on the floor in this office. We had all the comic books laid out. And he was saying, in 1992, 29 years ago, he said, your sister told me you're having trouble getting a job here. I said, yeah, the man won't call me back. He said, I'm going to talk to him. 2 days later, I had the job. See, I'm telling you, you do not get a job because you earned it. You get a job because you know somebody. It's politics. Headache. All right. Is that the way it should be? No. It should be. They put the job out there, and whoever's the best person gets it. But the government is corrupt. Okay. These are mixtos. And what mixtos means is they're not pure agave nectar. In other words, these tequilas are not made with 100% Blue Weber agave. Now, all tequila must be made with Blue Weber agave. That's the type of plant it has to be. It's a variety of agave plants. And the purified ones are 100% agave. But many are mixtos, meaning they're 51% or higher agave. But the other 49% can be filler. Cheers back to you, Dr. Frosty Brew. Crappertastic said, maybe it was a good thing Boston Beer bought Dogfish Head. That's right. Around the same time Samuel Adams started to get better. I think they probably brought in a lot of expertise from Dogfish Head. And they were saying, hey, look, y'all got stuff y'all need to improve on. Like the child taught the parent how to improve. It's kind of like with this meat company I was reading about, Smithfield Meats. They don't sell meat on the shelf at the store. You're never going to go to a store and see Smithfield. But they sell meat to stores like the butcher shop to cut up and sell, in the packages. They got bought out by a Chinese company, Wuhan. I'm not joking. In Wuhan, China, Wuhan Meats. Right around the time when people started to get sick. All right, anyway, so but the Chinese company bought them because the Chinese company admitted they didn't really know how to do meat well. Like their quality control was terrible. Like they had all kind of problems with recalls and people getting sick and stuff. So they said they bought Smithfield, and one of the big reasons was because this American company could show them how to do it properly. So the Smithfield people went in and said, what are you doing? You can't package the meat like such and such, whatever. And so I see Smithfield bacon here still. Oh, they still sell on the shelf? Yeah, but it's mainly just, what they deliver to stores in the big packages for them to cut up. Tequila bad for your head. Oh, it is? Well, I'm about to feed my head. Okay, same thing happened with, remember Mercedes-Benz, Chrysler, they bought Chrysler, Daimler-Benz bought Chrysler in 1998, then they sold them 10 years later. But Daimler-Benz did not buy Chrysler because they were trying to help Chrysler. I read about that. They were buying Chrysler because Chrysler had better technology than them. They were like more advanced. So they bought Chrysler so that they could scavenge all their advanced technology. They didn't really care about promoting the company. So they, in some ways, they wrecked Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Eagle. Well, they didn't have Eagle after 97. You know what I'm saying? And they just took all, because, Mercedes-Benz had all these fancy cars, but they had horrible quality control issues. And like, you could spend $40,000 for a Mercedes-Benz, but it'd be in the shop half the time. So remember the commercials with Dr. Z? He was a real person. He was the head of the company. He was a real professor, and his last name ended in Z. People thought it was like a character. It was really him. But they just wanted to get a hold of all that American technology. And then once they sucked them dry, then they just unloaded Chrysler to this investment company right when the economic crash happened in 2007-8. And then that company turned around and sold it to Fiat. And if you've kept up with anything, Fiat recently sold out to Renault, the French company, Renault. Now they're the biggest car company in the world. So Renault, they wanted to get a hold of all of it so they could get all their technology and plus have access to dealerships where they could sell Renault cars at Chrysler dealerships, just like Fiat wanted to do. Because drive around the United States, you see a lot of Fiat and Renault dealerships. No, you do not. But they could use the Chrysler and the Dodge and the Ram and the Jeep. Amazing. Okay, let's go on to this. Feed my Frankenstein. I think I had about 2 liters of Muscat wine yesterday. Well, that sounds like a problem. Don't go chasing rabbits, Ron. I won't, because there's a hookah smoking caterpillar. And when he gives you the call, I feel bad. I remember that. Whatever happened to Peugeot? I don't know. Corona. All right. This person trying to make troll comments. Well, you get that, Even the best YouTube channels attract the worst type of quality people. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, who knows? This smells like sweet agave nectar. You can buy that agave sweetener at the grocery store. Sugar substitute. I don't think I'd ever want to use it. That smells fine. They don't smell the same. They don't smell the same. So if you think, oh, and one more thing, the reason Chrysler bought AMC in 1987, which at the time, up to that time, was the biggest corporate buyout in the history of the world. True story. 1987, when Chrysler bought American Motors, it was the biggest corporate buyout in the history of the world. Up to that point, now they've had bigger in the last 34 years. But see, Chrysler wanted to get a hold of American Motors' technological advancements. And then that helped Chrysler get so modernized in the 90s when they had all their cab forward cars. Remember the Dodge Intrepid? And it was such a big success. But AMC was the fourth largest car company. They didn't really have a lot of money relative to the other big three. So they always had to innovate. And they would always be like ahead of everybody. Like with technology, they would invent stuff years before it was like even maybe productable. This smells, I don't want to say it smells flat. That's not the word. It smells like stark. Like there's not a lot of sweetness and not a lot of aroma. It's like clean, and dry. Yeah, like if it was a wine, it'd be super dry. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Now this one, it smells sweeter. So we could say they're both the same because they're from NOM 1143 Gonzales y Gonzales, but they don't smell the same. So there's no way they're the same. I remember those AMC Matador cars. Yeah, Matador. That was another example. It's like so far like ahead that they look strange, you know. They came out with 80s cars in the 70s and 90s cars in the 80s. It's like the Velvet Underground. I asked somebody one time, I said, you ever heard of the Velvet Underground? He was older than me, 12 years older than me. He said, yeah, they were a band that had punk rock music 10 years before there was punk rock. They invented punk rock 10 years before it existed. I said, right. And then there were two types of Matadors. Do your research. There are two types. There was that regular Matador, and then there was like the full size. It was like a Chevy Caprice. It was a Matador. It didn't even look like the other Matador. It was a full-size luxury car. All right, taste time. My father never called it AMC. He always said Nash Rambler. Remember Nash Rambler? Which was renamed AMC in like 1958. But he never could get past that. More like Iggy and the Stooges. Yeah, but the Stooges didn't come out till later than Velvet Underground. They were a little bit later, but not much later. I want to be your dog. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Ranchero and the El Camino, right? I always thought that they were an ugly model of car, Ron. I never thought they were ugly. I just thought they were strange. I like AMC cars. I mean, I didn't think the Gremlin was pretty, and I didn't think the Pacer was pretty, but they were strange. They were unique. Okay, we're getting off on I'm saying me. All those things are interesting, you know. But there's pepperiness. Pepper. Is agave spicy and peppery? It is in a way. Would I be shocked if I found out these were both 49% sugar, cane sugar, filler? No, I would actually expect that. That's what mixtos are. That's why they're cheap. It's not bad. It's balanced. The body's light to medium. The finish is clean and easy going. So if you're a person who says, oh, I don't like tequila, it comes on too strong, it has too much of that agave vegetable bell pepper flavor, I can't stand it. You might like a mixto because it'd be softer, less aggressive. Just like some people like blended scotch because it's got the corn liquor filler. Sometimes 80% corn spirits, aged 3 years, of course, corn whiskey then, as the filler. But it softens it. Like they don't like that hard-hitting single barley malt. It turns them away. It's too much. I can't stand it. but the filler softens it. It's like bourbon. Some people just can't stand bourbon. They're like, oh, it's too strong. It tastes like I'm drinking wood, charred oak. But then the blended bourbon, like Kentucky Gentleman, or a blended whiskey like Seagram's 7 Crown, they like it. They say, yeah, that's mild. That's my jam. You know, it's so much more accessible or approachable. They wouldn't use those terms, you know. But you think Seagram's 7 Crown is in the top 10? It's like number 5 selling whiskeys in America because people hate it. No, I don't think it's because they hate it. You say, it's the marketing. It's the marketing. Oh, really? When's the last time you saw a Seagram 7 Crown commercial on TV? Let's think about that. Oh, yeah, never. It's just that it's inexpensive and it doesn't taste bad. And it's smooth and it's enjoyable for a lot of people. 25% straight bourbon, 75% filler. You know, it's like Seagram's Canadian whiskey, VO. Is it a fantastic, wonderful product? It's not really fantastic or wonderful. Is it always the same though? Is it always reliable and enjoyable and mellow and mild and easygoing and ultra mixable? Yeah. That's why if you go to any wedding in your life, or any golf course in your life, or any New Year's Eve party in your life, or any grocery or liquor store in your life, you will see Seagram's VO. They don't sell it because it's wonderful. They sell it because a lot of people like it. This one is very similar to the other. Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal, great live album. Yeah. How do you think it feels when you've been up for 5 days straight? Listen, babe. It's kind of like the Ranchero. Oh, I always thought they were in Ugly. Oh, yeah. Already talked about that. Okay. The Ranchero, the Ford Ranchero, and the Chevrolet El Camino. Those were classics. Remember the El Camino? I remember a guy had a 1987 El Camino. It was the last year it was made. He loved that car, you know. I mean that truck. I mean that car. I mean that truck. I mean that car. I mean that truck. I mean that car. Hey, did Chrysler or AMC ever make a vehicle like that? I don't think they did. All right, this is smooth. It's enjoyable. It's copacetic. It's mild. It's mellow. It's clean. Is it the greatest tequila ever? Well, I never tasted the greatest tequila ever, so I couldn't really comment to that effect. Is it okay for $6.99 or $7.99 a liter? Oh, it's really okay for that. Are they designed to drink neat like I'm doing at room temperature? Absolutely not. In no way are they designed to drink at room temperature neat and sip them. They're designed to make inexpensive Mardi Gras party, New Year's Eve party, graduation party cocktails. Let's be honest. You know that. I know that. The American people know that. But still in all, they're nice. See, this one seemed like it's got a little bit more flavor to it. I don't mean a lot more, just a little tiny little bit more. So if I was looking to buy tequila, which one would I buy? Well, I'd buy either one, whichever one was a penny cheaper. In this case, it was $1 cheaper, which means El Toro, which means I think the richer flavor one is El Toro anyway. Don't know about that for sure. Would I recommend El Toro? Yes, I would. I would recommend it. If you have the right mindset, if you have enough sense in your mind to know what you're buying, yeah, I'd recommend it. I would recommend it. It's been on the market for 62 years, and it ain't because people hate it. It sells because people kind of like it. All right. Would I recommend Juarez? I would. It's a little more bland. It does have sweet flavor. It does have agave. It does have pepper and all. It's just a little more bland, but it's fine. Here comes the train. It's fine. I mean, how can you go wrong? $7.99 a liter? What you bought? What you got? Okay, so they're fine. No problem. No issue. Now, coming up on Saturday morning, I'm planning to do Juarez. I've been to Juarez, Mexico, in fact. I walked around. It seemed nice, but I was at 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, apparently it's a very dangerous city with a lot of crime. But I don't sell narcotics. I'm not involved in any other illicit activity, so I'm probably not a target. But still, people were like, oh no, why'd you go there? I said, I wanted to see it. I went to the cathedral. I looked around at the cathedral. They had a few people in there praying. It was very beautiful. It was built like 200 years ago. It's in Chihuahua, Mexico, Chihuahua. But so it was nice, you know, it was in the desert and in the mountains, you know. Took photos and everything. It was interesting. AMC Gremlin was ugly. Yeah, that was the ugliest thing in the history of ugly. This is not made in Juarez, Mexico. It's just called Juarez because there's already one called Tijuana. That's coming up next. So next we're going to do Juarez versus Tijuana. I've never been to Tijuana. I've been to that state, California, Mexico. Yeah, there's 2 states in Mexico called California: Baja California del Norte and Baja California del Sur, meaning northern Lower California and southern Lower California. Baja means lower, so there's Lower California. California, that we call the American state, used to be called Alto California, Upper California, by the Mexicans. So there was Lower California and Upper. So I've been to Upper and Lower, but I've been to the lower part in the north, del Norte, and I went to a town called Tecate. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Tecate, where Tecate beer comes from. Cool town in a valley surrounded by mountains. Really interesting place to visit. I drove there from this house to that place. True story, in a Toyota Corolla. These are both winners. No complaints. No complaints. No complaints. So I think that the little blander one with a little drier, a little less flavor is the Juarez. I could be wrong. My tag fell off. Oh, the tag fell off. Oh, well, that's the Juarez. Well, actually, the Juarez had more flavor than the doggone the bull, the El Toro. Well, you just never know. You think you know, but you don't know, but you might find out. So that's the risk of taking a blind taste test. You get confused. So, okay, well, just goes to show you. The winner is Juarez, which is shocking me a little bit. Not shocking me a lot, but shocking me a little bit. So Juarez, what do you know? It wins the contest. And I like this little agave plant. It's got all on the background label is white, but it's little agave bushes. You can't see it, but it's agave bushes everywhere. And it's an interesting little dials here. These like Aztecian emblems. I'm not going to talk about those too much. I'll probably get cursed. Then I'll wake up with a Baron Samedi in my house. All right. So we got Tijuana, another famous, or if in many people's history, infamous, because they went berserk when they were a freshman in college at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. Went crazy and drank half a bottle of Tijuana, but it's not designed for that. Then we got Montezuma. Montezuma is a little bit more upscale, like about 25 cents more upscale, not as cheap. Now, the one that's really more upscale is what's that one that they sell at all the stores around here? And it always costs more. It's always like $10 more. It's made by the same people, but it must be better. It must use better ingredients. It's called Torada. I think Torada. And I mean, it's every store, gold or silver sells it for about $10 more. I don't know if it's any better. I don't know. I'm not gonna buy it. I bought the Sauza. Sauza's coming up. I gotta get into these name brands. I gotta get Sauza. I gotta get Hornitos. I gotta get Jose Cuervo, of course. Margaritaville. I mean, I gotta stop playing around with these little off the wall brands that nobody's interested in and go with the biggies. Like Archie Bunker said, I don't vote in these mayoral, these gubernatorial. No, that's the ones he voted in: mayoral, gubernatorial, senatorial, and presidential elections. He didn't vote in those little knicky-knack city council elections. He only voted in the biggies. In the biggies. All right. So both are fine. Now, let's see if you want to see. If not, it will kill it off. Tecate beer isn't bad, as I recall. It's very good, and I can still get 6 packs of bottles, not just cans. I can get bottles at Mathern's, 12-ounce bottles right there from Mexico. All right. Anybody want to see what's in this package? I do. We'll do a countdown. If not, I'll just do it off air. So going once if you want to see what's in the package that was dropped off on my porch by the United States Postal Service. Going twice if you want to see what's in the package dropped off on my porch. 3 times if you want to see what's in the package dropped off on my porch. Well, too late. You didn't answer in time, so we'll just call it up. Call it off. And so thanks for watching this. So the winner, shockingly a little bit, is Juarez. Juarez beat doggone El Toro. I didn't think they didn't beat it by much. But it did sort of justify its oh yeah, he wants to see it. David Cassie says, yes, I'm nosy, laughing all that. Okay, so Juarez is $1 more, and it's probably not $1 better. Maybe it's 85 cents better. All right, so let's see what's in this package. I tell people don't send me beer, but they do it anyway. Oh wait, I want to hurry up and go dump this. I hear the trash. I'll never make it now. It's too late. I talked about Chrysler and AMC too much. I'll never make it. Yes, they're damnation. There's the garbage. I got to dump this trash. Let them pick it up. Didn't work out. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne, from Pennsylvania, for sending me these beers, which I don't know what you're sending me. Guinness Gingerbread Stout. Oh, bazam. Never saw this in Louisiana. Holy smokes. I tell people don't send me beer, they send it anyway. Oh, they better pick up that cardboard next door. That guy's going to be mad if they don't pick up all that old Christmas cardboard. I don't have time to run out there and tell them. Harness full pale beer, 6%. This is from pasteurized from Poland. Harness. Oh, woo! It's on now. It's on now. Oh, baby. Workhorse Prussian Imperial Stout. Okay, I'm going to dump that. Y'all hold on. They got held up. I'm going to dump it right now. Before they leave. I got to catch them anyway. Well, shockingly, I made it. Never dreamed, never dreamed, never dreamed. But they're still out there. They had some little trouble holding them up. They are taking the cardboard. Sorry. So we have Workhorse, Prussian Imperial Stout. 10% alcohol, Russian Imperial Stout from Workhorse Brewery, canned on December 17th. Oh, just a few weeks ago. But it would be good for years at 10%. Oh, my goodness. King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, close to Philadelphia. Look at this here. Thank you, Wayne. I'm getting ready to go find some of that Guinness Mint here soon, Ron. I need some packages of beer like that delivered to my door. You got to do a channel now. You got to do a video channel now so people send you beer. I never asked for beer. Go back in my history, see if I ever asked for beer on my channel. I bet you'll never find it. Well, you're not going to find it. What an incredible find. Guinness Gingerbread Stout, brewed in Baltimore. Stout brewed with allspice, ginger, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Unbelievable. Wayne must work for a distributor. Because why would somebody just be my friend on Facebook and start sending me beer? Are people really that generous? Maybe Wayne is. But if I was a distributor, that's what I would do. I would like just be a friendly beer guy, join Facebook groups, and then send out beers that my distributorship produces, sells. So and then I would send it to people. I would send it to people that look at stuff in a fair-minded way. You know, people that's not out there with an axe to grind, looking to hate on stuff. People that's going to look at things fairly and equitably. Because then what's the downside? Then you got like good feedback. You got good reviews on good products. Now, if it's bad, you're going to say it's bad. But he never sent me a bad beer. Yeah, to that King of Prussia brew. Yeah, no joke. Oh, let me go take the garbage in, then I'm going to eat some food. Yeah, Guinness chocolate mint stout. I found it in New Orleans, close to New Orleans, and it was $17.49 for a 4-pack, which apparently is a good deal because everybody else is paying $20 for a 4-pack. Yeah, Jay, I'm here at work, says Jean, listening to you right now. Almost half of the folks called out today, so it's kind of slow right now. Oh, they must have tested positive. Now, if you went and asked them, are you ill? How do you feel? Are you coughing? Well, no, I'm not coughing. Do you have fever? Well, no. Are you sniffling? No. Well, how do you feel? I feel good. I'm at my house. I'm playing video games. I tested positive. I'm going to die. But you're not going to die. You just want to get off of work. So that's why I say the scamdemic. I wish I could have one of those stouts right now, but I guess that's a no-no at work. I guess it is unless you're trying to lose your job real quick. All right. Not that it would be difficult to find a new one these days. So here is Harness Full Pale Beer, 6%. Okocim, Browarna, Brzesko, Poland. Water, barley malt, hops, barley, wheat, malt syrup. Wheat, malt syrup. Okay. Well, anyway, I love this. You know what I'm really trying to find, though? I want to try some of those 10 to 12% super duper European beers. We don't get those here, like the OJ and the Carlsberg Super, 10.5%, and all of these. I tried some from Czech Republic, Bam and Boom from Prague, 15%. I couldn't drink them. I dumped them out. I couldn't drink it. Was it definitively bad? They weren't definitively bad, but they were so strong and stomach turning that I had to pour them out. I said I would just take a sip every hour, pull it out the fridge. I couldn't. I said I can't do it. Can't. I'm gonna puke. Finding it might be a problem. Brewed in Baltimore. Yeah, but that's the point. It's brewed in Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore County, Maryland. We got it in New Orleans, the chocolate mint stout. But have I ever seen this one? No, I have not. But that doesn't mean it won't show up tomorrow at Mathern's. That's why I told Wayne, I said, got to watch what you send me because it could show up tomorrow morning at Mathern's. And I mean, it probably isn't going to, but it could. It could. You just never know. All right. Thanks for watching this video production. It's been fun, been long, but it was fun. People at work listening. And so Saturday morning, We got Juarez going up against Tijuana. Sunday morning, Juarez against Montezuma. And then we're going on to Mezcal. Mezcal, yeah. Foreign stout and the others all here, all day here, though. So we can't get foreign extra stout anywhere in this town. They tried selling Guinness foreign extra stout over here, but nobody bought it, but except for me. So the manager just said, get rid of that stuff. I'm tired of looking at it sitting on the shelf. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye now.